welcome back to the 40-day challenge and embracing the race. I will give you a warning now that our pool cleaner is on, so things might get a little crazy back here because it likes to come up and shoot water. So that might happen while I'm doing this. Today is day 16, and the title is What's on Your Playlist? And I'm sorry if those wind chimes are really loud. The verse is Romans chapter 12, verse 2. Do not conform any longer to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. All right, so obviously, what's on your playlist? She starts off talking about music. A lot of runners listen to music. I mentioned in one of the videos leading up to my running my timed 5K that actually save listening to music for race day. I will run to podcasts if I'm outside. I'll put on a YouTube if I'm inside. But I always sit down and make a very special music playlist for when I race. I usually do it about a week before, and I have a big group of running songs, but I'll go through all of those. And the ones that are really, I can tell they're gonna pump me up when I need it, those are the ones that make it on the race playlist. And so she talks about that runners will do that we don't choose songs that are like lullabies, that are slow. We choose stuff that's upbeat, that probably has some sort of like, you can do this message to it, not songs with negative lyrics, words that insult you, or discouraging songs. It's songs that keep us pumped up, especially if it gets hard during a race. And it also enhances our mood. Music is an amazing thing. And I put a star here because she talks about that, research has shown that music, what you listen to can do things to your mood, bring you up, bring you down, whatever. And I can definitely say that that's true. If I'm listening to songs, like I would always have like breakup songs. Like if a guy broke up with me, I would have music that I listened to that, would just allow me to have a good cry. But I wouldn't listen to that forever because it makes you feel bad. You want to go back to the happy things. So music definitely, when I'm listening to, will affect my mood. So I have to be careful what I listen to because I don't want to be in a cruddy mood because I was, listening to songs that are all sad or mad or, I like to listen to happy things. So she says, what we listen to plays a huge part in how we run our race. And so it is in our race of faith. What we choose to fix our mind on determines our thoughts. Our thoughts determine our attitudes shape our behavior, and ultimately our behavior molds our character. And that's true too, and the same as for music affecting my mood. Things that I choose to fill my mind with, movies, TV, and even music, but social media, internet, all of that. You spend too much time doing stuff like that, it really does affect your mood. And I think people have different opinions on what is deemed good and bad or whatever, but everyone, I think, can agree that if you spend all your time on negative things, it brings you down. And she talks about there's multiple voices clamoring for our attention daily. And this, I'll say right here, this particular devotion was written in 2016, so it's not completely out of our new technology. But I mean, we've got all kinds of social media that is just clamoring for our attention. There's a noise. I always think of that word. There's so much noise going on. So she says that it's just, we have to be so careful in what we are choosing to put in our minds. Consider carefully what you download onto the playlist of your mind. Ultimately, what goes into your mind will affect your soul. And the condition of your soul determines how you will spend the life God has graciously given you. All right, so the questions are, take a moment to reflect on the playlist of your mind. Which voices are the loudest? Take a moment to reflect on the playlist of your mind. Which voices are the loudest? playlist of my mind. And I've mentioned this before, I'm fortunate to have really good friends that I really don't have anyone that I spend any sort of regular time with that is anything but encouraging. And I know I've had things like, Instagram and Facebook. I've only had Instagram maybe for 3 or 4 years now. I don't remember when I opened that account, but it was not too terribly long ago in reality. I don't know how old Instagram is, but I've had Facebook since high school. And I know that a few years ago, I went through and did, a Facebook purge and, deleted accounts that I didn't really like the things that they would post, and I even have to do that sometimes if I have someone, maybe like a friend from college or something, that at the time, it was nice to stay connected when we were both in school together, but if I don't necessarily like the things that they post, I don't need to be seeing it on my feed, so I just delete it. No, they're not gonna know, and it's probably not somebody I've talked to recently anyways. But I like to see positive things, so I try to, like on Instagram, I try to follow positive accounts. Because negativity is just, I don't really like it that much. Are there any voices you need to delete? Hey, I was just talking about that. Like I said, I try to keep on top of that. If it's, if I'm on Instagram or YouTube or Facebook doing stuff like this, I don't need the negativity. I like positive outlooks and things that are encouraging. Ask God to guide you as you evaluate what you've been listening to. Her closing verse is Philippians chapter 4, verse 8. Finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. That's actually a verse that I have printed, and it hangs, and I have some verses that hang in our kitchen. But I love that one. And what can be hard about that, if you take that verse and actually apply it to things today, it's a really small list, I think, of things that actually fall into those categories. Especially with stuff like music and movies and TV shows. I mean, it's so hard to find something that falls into all those categories. That's probably the hardest thing for me today, is finding things that my family can enjoy that, it's very cliche. But if God were sitting right next to me, would he be like, why are you watching this type deal? But I mean, it's true. He wants those things to be in our heart. He wants true, noble, right, pure, lovely, admirable, excellent, and praiseworthy. That's the things that he wants us putting into our minds and into our hearts. And it's really hard with all of those entertainment things today. It's hard to find things that fall into those categories. But that's a challenge. It's definitely, if I had to pick a challenge from this, that would be a challenge for me. So, but as you can see, I didn't say it at the beginning, but another beautiful day. And if I was squinting during this, I'm so sorry, but that sun is so bright and I wanted to do this outside. So I hope everyone is well. And you love my sweatshirt. This one reminds me of Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway type. I got this from Walmart, but I love the sweatshirt. So I will see everybody tomorrow.